Hi, good afternoon. Hi from Marianna. Wow, Women of Worth. For our other episode, Wow Voices Speak Volumes with Kedisha Taitt. Good afternoon, Kedisha.
Good afternoon. It's absolutely lovely to be here with you today.
Lovely, my pleasure. I really look forward to our conversation. So, before we get into that, I'd like briefly introduce myself. For who doesn't know me, I am a Wow Women of Founder, a CEO, and we just launched our Wow Festival fourth edition, and we have launched the edition with a series of lives, and actually, with you is the third live, and soon is going to be also in-person events. So what we're celebrating, we are celebrating women in business, the hard work we do, because we really work hard to get, of course, the work done, but also raise our voices in this noisy world. And of course, it's also the space for men that want to share the knowledge with women, supporting women, and why not? They would like to be more within this fantastic energy that is the women energy. So now it's time for Kedisha. So Kedisha, who are you? And first of all, what do you do?
Hi, I'm Kedisha Taitt. I am the founder of Igniting Dreams. I am a consultant, coach, and speaker. I empower women to use the system that I teach in my program to create the life that they would love. I started Igniting Dreams and I named it Igniting Dreams because that is exactly what we're trying to do, is get us to remember the dreams that we have, the dreams that we've shelved, the dreams that we allow fear and limitations to stop us from achieving. And so that's my goal, is to create generational wealth. And how are we going to do that? I'm going to do that by helping to build other people, and in this essence, build my own dream as well.
Yeah, actually, I met you last year. I think it was during this time last year, during some events for women in business. And I must say, I was impressed by your story because a lot of, not all people can relate into the specific story you have lived, but definitely is the way how sometimes we want to get to the next level. So your story is about, I remember from your mom's story, and you wanted to, in a way, regain what was basically what your mom had to give up in terms of dreams, and you want to step up. So if you don't want to share the story, that's fine. But if you want to tell instead what was the impact of what happened to you, and why then you decided to embark this journey helping women in business.
Yeah, so sure, I'm happy to share. My mom has been a source of inspiration for me from I became aware of the part she was playing in my life as a young child. And I always looked up to her. But it became even more, I became more aware when I became a mom and understood what it took and the kind of sacrifices that we have to make. And so I started looking back because my mom was 17 when she had me. 17, she'd been abandoned by her own mom, and yet she found a way. She wasn't prepared to stay in, I don't know how to. She was willing to learn to help me become the person I am. So she did all kind of jobs. I'm from Jamaica, and my mom did every kind of job. She was a domestic helper. That's somebody that works in another person's home to take care of their children and their residents. And she would do every and anything just to make sure that we got to school, that we got education, that we were fed. And yes, they were the basics of life, the basic things: shelter, food, water, clothing, right? But she made that happen, and education. And I always said her gift to me was education, because for me, that is what gave me the stepping stone to be able to launch. Because with education, you have access, you increase your awareness. Every time you're learning, you're becoming a different person, and you have access to information, which you can then implement and use to change your own personal situation. So yeah, my mom, I love Oprah, but my mom will always be number one in terms of who inspires me the most.
Fantastic. So you see, again, women inspiring women, and this is what is really rare, don't you think so? Because of course there are in our lives there are men with which we admire and stuff, but I think women we are more inspired by women. I don't know. This is my thought. I don't know what is your experience.
Yeah, there are men that I am very much inspired by, but I think as a woman, and I understand I can only speak from a woman's perspective, the woman always takes the back seat, so to speak. Not many times that, and then when the woman does take the driving seat in terms of her career, there are certain societal negative comments that is associated with that. In today's society, it's more accepted for a woman to be in work, making her own money and making her own way. But if we think back when in my mom's generation and before her, it wasn't, the done thing. And I think there is this untold or unsaid spoken words or things that we take on that we're nurturers. And so we will always put others first before us. And to our own detriment, to our goals, and managing the gap between being the woman, being the boss, being the leader can be very hard to navigate, and being authentic doing all of it, right? Because there is the requirement for us to look a certain way, to speak a certain way, to show up a certain way. And so this can be very challenging for us. But I believe that we are in a space now where we're collaborating more, and we're showing each other that actually we have yes, we are nurturers. Yes, we tend to take the back seats in order to make sure our kids, our families, or everybody's okay. But we can also take a bite size out of that and develop ourselves and become. We don't have to stay by the wayside. We don't have to shelve our dreams. We don't have to give it all up. We can do it all. It's just a matter of deciding how do we move that forward. And as a mom, I've had to decide. Like, I had my daughter at 21. And at the time, I then started running my own business. It was retail. It was my first business. And there were a lot of challenges with childcare, with support systems around us. And, I would work really long hours just to maintain being a mom, maintain being a professional woman. And it took a lot out of me. But I think since then, having had that experience, I've learned that I kind of have to think about how am I showing up? How am I allocating my day? So when it's time for business, it's time for business. When it's time for family, it's time for family. It's like this 37, I think it's a 70-30 rule or 70-20-10. I can't remember how it goes, but there's how am I chunking this up so that I can give my attention fully to the thing that I'm doing in that moment and being present. But nobody told me that at the start of my my journey as a young adult, as a young woman. And so it was a struggle all that way. But with that awareness, I'm better able to manage, and also becoming able to take advantage of the very program that I teach, a Dream Builder, which is a 10-step program, which helps you to start this, first of all, discovering who you are as a person. Taking away the layers, then deciding for the life that you would love, designing it, and then taking the actions to achieving it. Now, I've just given you a short breakdown of that, but within that, there's further steps, and becoming so clear about who you are, what you would love, that nothing shakes you, nothing outside of you can shake you. Because when you are very clear about your values, your visions and dreams will not conflict with those, because usually they're in alignment. And so it's getting that clarity that will help you to then be able to take the next step and the next step in order to achieve what it is that you would love for you, for your family, for your vocation or business, or for your time and money freedom.
We lost
whatever.
you.
Oh, sorry about that. Am I back or?
The connection, we lost the connection about the awareness. How important it is to understand who you are.
Oh dear. Should I go again or because I'm not sure?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was saying, mhm. This is the beauty of the life, as we say.
Is there
Can you
still
hear
a
me?
delay? There is a delay. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
We lost you.
Oh, a shame. Let me see if I can drive on here. Still gone? You
Okay.
still lost me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that
Yeah.
is.
And now I can see you. Yeah. Hopefully, sometimes internet connections. So the beauty of being live. So yeah, you were telling us that through your support, they can understand who they really are, and from there, they can design. I guess the overall picture is the fact that they can design the life of their dream. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I think really understanding what you would love, taking away everything, all the limitation, everything that you've been told was not possible, and giving yourself that opportunity to ask the question, very simple question, what would you love? And putting that pen to paper, putting the doubts on hold on the how, because we're not talking about the how in the first phase. We're just getting at what you would love, and then having the tools to work through. Now that I've decided this is my vision, sometimes we think creating a vision statement is just for our business, but no, we start with our lives. And the moment you create a clear vision for your life, it makes it easier to create a vision for your business, because now you're clearer on your values and what you hold dear. And so you're then able to create a business that embodies all of that as well.
Yeah, and also I think life is not that linear. Unfortunately, it's not predictable. So that is also the beauty, because otherwise we can be bored. But sometimes could be very big disruption, and then all the plans can be thrown away. And I think. And I think, as you were saying, once you know exactly who you are, despite the disruption, you can find always yourself, or you can find the way how to get to the destination, because you know where you start and you can decide where to go. But if you don't know where to start, you can have a clear destination, but you don't know which route starting taking. And this is something that I think most of the times, when people instead they are too much sticking to their plans, they think that they can get lost easily if they don't start from themselves. It's something that you can share. It happened to some clients of yours that you helped through this kind of disruption, where they lost the plans and they had to start again, and you help them to find themselves.
Yeah, so I mean, in my own life, that is so apparent. That a plan is something that helps you to be guided. It's not how things are gonna go, right? We all know that it's not how things are gonna go. It's just a clear. Let me just write this down so I have a sense of where I'm going. It's like when you are gonna go on a road trip, you plan, we're going to take this stop, we're going to take that trip. So that's what it is. And so many times I have clients that come to me and say, I had a client that was saying to me, I had these dreams, and now I feel like I don't have a dream because I've lost so much. I thought I would be further on in my life, in my career, in my profession, that I would be, but I'm not, and I'm feeling like I'm no longer worthy. And the thing to remind ourselves is there are truths, there are facts, and there are truths. So the facts are the conditions on what's going on in the workplace, in the business. You may have lost your business. You may have had to stop working because you've had a child or whatever. You may have losses in your family, and it totally disrupts the plans that you have. And you may have to kind of pivot a bit. And so what I help my clients to work back to is go back to the vision. Go back to the vision that you had for yourself, but also make a note of where you are now. Is that vision still what you want to take forward given where you are? Because it may not be exactly what you still want. So we go back to the vision, we revisit that, and we make sure it still gives us joy. It's still something that you want to do. It still helps you to grow, because there's some tests that we use when you're testing your dream. Does it help me to grow? Does it require help from a higher self? Does it require me to find a mentor? Because if you have a dream, it's going to stretch you. It's going to make you want to become better than you were yesterday, right? And so if that dream that you had is still the same, let's find out where you are, and let's see how we get back on track. What is the next best step that you can take? Never delaying anything, but always knowing there is an action step that you can take. I give you, for last week, I had a number of, you could call, disruptions happening in my business. And it felt like,
your stories.
Yeah. And it felt at some point, because I had to deal with insurers and other people, it felt sometimes like there was nothing I could do. But I kept asking myself, what is the next best thing that I could do? What is the best action I can take? And bit by bit, it could be just picking up the phone and speaking to a guest. It could be picking up the phone and explaining what happened and reassuring that guest that we will sort you, and making sure they feel confident, right? And it may seem like nothing, but that was a step I could take. And by asking yourself that and not feeling like the victim, and not feeling like it's happening to you and not for you, it changes your perception and you're able to see clearer. A few weeks before, I was working with my mentor, and she said to me, Kedisha, we don't worry about what is. And she said, I asked, what is? She says, whatever situation that is that you can't change is a what is situation. So we're not going to worry about that. And what I find is any change that's happening to us is a what is situation. A change in the workplace where they're making redundancies, a change in your life, you're no longer with a partner, any change. And we initially become resistant to the change because maybe it's not what we want. And she said to me, the way you deal with this is you release the resistance. And when you release the resistance, you allow the good that's coming from that change to come to you. You start seeing opportunities. You start seeing different ways that you can make something of the thing that you didn't want to. And so these are the kind of tools that I teach within my program to help you navigate the next step. We're not saying you're going to have a plan and you're going to be fine and everything's going to work out. No, we're saying these are the tools that help me and will help you to move forward. Authenticity is what we're talking about. It's one of the biggest one. I started my Instagram just to test the waters because I'm a kind of introvert extrovert. When I'm with people, I absolutely love people. I pull energy from people, but when I'm alone, I like my alone space. And so I struggled before, when I was working as an employee, to navigate spaces, because how should I turn up? There's an expectation. I'm always changing my hair color. How do I fit in? But the problem with that is I was looking for external validation, not remembering that I'm authentically me. There's only one of a kind me. And the moment I continue being who I am, I will attract the people that resonate with me, right? And so that whatever I like, I don't need to hide it. I don't need to. So the problem was not the workspace. The problem was me accepting who I was and showing up exactly like that, right? And so,
sorry interrupting you. Carry on.
Yeah, and so when I look back, I thought I was in a rush to, I would still be an entrepreneur. But I used to always say, and permanent employment is not for me. It wasn't that. What it was is I didn't know how to show up exactly as me and not worry about what everybody has to say, because who I am, I've been specifically designed to be Kedisha. There's no more, even if there's 10 people called Kedisha, there's no one like me. There's certain characteristics that I bring to the table that nobody else will, the viewpoints. And I need to learn to embrace that. And when I embrace that, everybody else that's connected to me will embrace that if that resonates with them. And so for me, it's important for me to show up every day, just being myself. The funny side, the business side, the family side, the
The
laugh
dog,
out loud side, the
the dog.
dancing side, the walk my dog constantly side.
Yeah,
That
nice.
all of that is what makes me who I am. And I will always draw the people that love that in me towards me.
No, you touched very important points because anyway, being an introvert is nothing wrong with that. It's the way you are. The point is the struggle when you and your brand, the personal brand, is attached to each other. That is, it can become a problem in the sense that if you want to promote your business, it's only you promoting the business. Then if you are not showing up, nobody knows about you, what you want to share with the world, what is the message, and how you can serve the world. That is really a problem. So I think, as you said, starting understanding, even bit by bit, maybe your experience can inspire more women to do so, because sometimes what I get from my clients is, no, Marianna, I'm trying to do everything, then I put the makeup on, the hair on. Unfortunately, especially if you're in business, not all the time you are nice and neat as you wish, because thank God, men, good for them, they don't have to do much awake and makeup and stuff. But us, at least, we want to look decent with a fair play, a skin tone that is helping us to look smoother, or less tired. And until we don't feel comfortable 100% to show up, we are not showing up. And the point is, it's understandable, but it has not to stop you when delaying you too much. Because when you are allowing yourself to postpone or procrastinate all the time to show up, that means that you are hiding yourself to yourself. There is something you are not comfortable with yourself. It's not about the makeup, it's nothing wrong, but you need to face the ghost. What is the ghost? What is the fear? Why you're not showing up? It's not because of you are not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So the only thing is the courage, the leap of faith that you are aware about your message, you own it. And I was having this morning, I was a guest on the podcast, and we were discussing about the fact that most of the time women, we don't show up because we think we are vulnerable, which is understandable, but actually being authentic is no vulnerability. When you own it, your true self, that means you know exactly who you are, but not because I know everything about myself. We don't know. We think we know until we don't experience. But what we know is what actually you think, okay, this is what I'm for. This is my passion. This is my mission. I want to pursue it despite everything. That is knowing yourself, not knowing yourself in any circumstances, because we don't know ourselves until we don't know. So what you have to own is the fact that you embrace, as you said, overall, the fact that you are fallible. In the meantime, you can be also very powerful, and that is your own authenticity. Means that you understand what is something that it can be stripped of you. That is authenticity, something very deep embedded within yourself, that is actually, instead of your vulnerability, once you own it, is your superpower. And this is what I think we are here to discuss. So during the WOW Festival, we are doing the campaign for the month of March to give awareness around this topic. You know, when we had the first time a conversation about this, that I wanted to invite you to join us for this festival stretched until spring, is the fact that there is this the awareness about authenticity. But I said to myself, I don't really enjoy anymore talking about authenticity, especially from a marketing point of view. Everybody is using it to give a I am authentic, but what does it really mean? Means anything or nothing, or it doesn't mean everything to everybody. For someone can mean honesty, transparency, be true to yourself, say as it is. Everybody owns a different their own authenticity, but the fact that we were coming across in marketing saying, "Oh, we need to be authentic," unfortunately, on social media, most of the time, majority of people is not authentic, but for two reasons. Once they want to pretend to be something else or someone else because it has to fit a trend, needs to fit a code that is successful. And secondly, we don't trust ourselves that much. And that means when there is someone is attacking us, we feel not good enough. Oh my God, you see, I should have done this, I should have done that. So meaning of authenticity lately in marketing is something that is really I don't resonate anymore. But I said I have so many women I work with. There are so many experts I enjoy share knowledge, share time with them. So let's bring up owning the true authentic meaning of being authentic. And to me, you are one of the examples because when you were saying that you decided to present as you are, actually that resonated to me very much, even off the stage. So when I saw you on stage, you did your presentation with your story, and I felt authentic. And definitely, as you said, is a way, especially for marketing, because we are celebrating women in business, helping them with the marketing, is that once you are able to show up for who you really are, people know you, they feel you are genuine, and they are more attracted. It's a filter. So authenticity is a filter, is not a strategy, because if you use authenticity to fake it, you are, it's not the right strategy. It is a filter. That means you, in the morning, this is exactly what I'm doing. I am authentic has become my statement, which is attracting myself from the mission to be authentic. So let me understand this for you. What is authentic in your life in terms of what you do to practice this authenticity statement?
What do I do? In my life, I do a lot of internal work on me. So this morning I shared a quote that said that we are a mirror to the people, to others. And no one will love or hate you unless there's something in themselves that they love or hate. So most times when you are being critiqued by somebody, and we're not talking about constructive criticism, we're talking about either negativity towards you from somebody that don't really know you, it's because there's something in them that either hates something about them that they see in you, or vice versa. And so I do a lot of practice and work on myself, self-reflection. If there's something I notice in me that I don't love, I'm going to go ahead and work at it. And I'll give you an example. For years, because when I was growing up, kids can be cruel. And when I was going to school, I was told a lot that you're ugly, because I didn't have all, the stuff that helps you to look more attractive. I'm a kid. And so that stayed with me for a long time. And I remember a family member said it out of joke, but they weren't aware of what I was hearing every day at school. But they said it in a joke. And I took that as validation to everything that was said. And so for a very long time, and I remember this very clearly up until 2011, I never really looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't look at me. I looked in the mirror to get dressed, make sure I looked okay, but I never looked at me. And I remember standing in the mirror and really looking at me. And from that moment, I saw me and I've started to learn to love me. So my husband does a thing where he stands in the mirror. Sorry, darling, and he will say to himself every morning, "You're so handsome. I love you." And I used to think that is such a weird thing to do. But now I know why he does it. He affirms what it is he wants and what he wants everybody else to see. And so now I understand I have to fully love me before I expect anybody else to do so. And so that's what I practice, working on me, loving me, accepting me for where I am. Yes, for example, I work out because I want to be fitter and healthier. I may not be the size 12 with the whatever sizes that I want. I may not be here and be there now yet, but I'm still going to love me. I'm still going to love who I am now, because there is here in the breath that we take. What do I mean by that? The moment we talk about I want to get there, we're already there the minute we say it, because time is just moving like that. And so we have to learn to appreciate. I have to learn to appreciate who I am, the skills I have now, what I bring to the table now in this moment, and understand that everything I need in this moment for my next step, I already have it.
Yeah.
And by working with that and practicing that, I become the love of my own life. And that makes life so much easier to navigate. So that's how I kind of practice that.
Yeah. Brilliant. And I'm very excited having you on board. It's going to be part of the panel for the stretch of the WOW Festival in May. We have here in London 2 Saturdays towards the end of May, the 24th and the 31st of May. What is your date, the 24th?
I think it's the 31st.
Yeah.
Because my birthday is the 22nd, so that's why I think it was that.
Yeah. I think it's 24th of May, because it is one Saturday is the 24th. Anyway, yes, we share that. But what you are going to help us with? So, what is what are you going to do with us? So share with us what is the workshop you are going to work in order for people to start knowing about more about you, and to, if they are interested, to send us a link for their waiting list to join us.
Yeah, so at this festival, I will be working with presenting a workshop. And this is all around building your own business or life, because I think it is all kind of joined up together in a sense, being authentic in the creation of your business and the life that you would love. And I know that it sounds like, Kedisha, you say the life that you love, you talk about the dream life, and it sounds so like, in the clouds. No, it is not. Everything that you imagine and dream of is because that's something already it's just the manifestation of it right now. You already have what it takes, a capacity. You already have everything you need to be able to bring that to light. And in this workshop, I'm going to take you through a few steps of the things that you can do to definitely ensure that you are taking steps every day towards this. No longer are we talking about, I'm chasing my dream. No, you're living your dream every day, that you take a step towards it. You may be a stay-at-home mom who's just starting a business, and you're doing a course or you're reading up about how to get your business started. You are living your dream. The business, the product it's kind of a destination. And we'll learn that when you're becoming, it's not about the destination, it's the journey and everything and everyone that you learn and meet on that. And so that's why I'm so excited about my program, because it's not about waiting to get there. It's understanding that every single day that you wake up and you choose to be the best version of yourself, and you take an action step that will lead and compound to get into your dream, to get into the vision of the business and the life that you would love, that you are absolutely living your dream. You don't have to wait. You just start now. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, me too. Honest. I really look forward to seeing action. So now one question. So you know who is the most important person to you? You know, don't you?
Sorry?
Who is the most important person to you?
Who is the most important person to me? Me.
Yeah. Cool. So I would like to know what your little you was having in her dreams and her heart that will give now a tip to Kedisha today.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, what was the little Kedisha when she was 8 years old? Say, what would she say? What was the message that as she got now for you? Now, the message that 8 years old Kedisha is holding for you today, for you at the time, what was ready to tell you today?
Okay. The message that 8-year-old Kedisha had was life is far bigger. And I don't know why she had that message. Life is far bigger than what it currently looks like. And
Cool.
Kedisha today can hold 8-year-old Kedisha and said, you were so right. And thank you so much for believing that, even though you didn't even know how it was going to be brought about. And thank you for bringing me here. And I've got this now. So that's the message to her.
And what would you say then to your 80 years old Kedisha?
I would really thank her. Thank you for everything that you were at 8 years old. Thank you for holding me down. Thank you for just being you. Thank you for not looking for anything else but being 8 years old and carrying me to that point. Thanks. And
And
I'll
when
always
we,
give her a love. I'll always give her a cuddle.
yeah, we deserve that. Absolutely. We always deserve that. If we're now giving ourselves cuddles or caresses, who else can understand when we are hurt? Because sometimes we are hiding it to show that we are strong, but even someone is giving you the cuddle and you need it, we would like to reassure others that we are fine, but actually we need cuddle, and maybe the only person can give the best cuddle is ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I encourage my clients to do is every single day, just pick one thing that you're proud of, one thing you're grateful for, and one thing you're proud of. And also, don't look for the big things. Because I remember growing up, I always thought it was the big things that matter. Even when it came to gift giving, if I couldn't give you a good gift, I wouldn't buy a gift. And then I came to this country and I learned that a card sometimes says so much more.
True.
And people really accept that the thought that you've put into that also matters. So find a gratitude every single day and proud of. Give yourself a hug. State that gratitude and state what you're proud of. Starts with
Yeah.
you.
Or even sometimes just a smile, because that is
Yeah,
a gift
it is.
and it can boost. So, Kadisha, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I know for sure we are going to jump into another call closer to our workshop, because we have much more to share. I know that you have so much energy and knowledge to share with our audience, so I look forward to see you again. And yeah, I would like to anyway, everything is already set here on the sitting on the post of LinkedIn and YouTube channel where we're streaming now. But if there is anything you want to share with our community, definitely regarding your course, if it's already up and running, isn't it? You are open.
Yes. Yes. So I run a webinar masterclass twice every month. So if you go to at dreambuilder.ignitingdreams.co.uk/workshop. There's always one there. So if somebody would love to jump on to get to know more about me and what I do, that's always there for you to do. You can follow me, you can message me on Instagram. I'm becoming more available on LinkedIn as well, as part of that, and on YouTube. So I'll post that as well in my bio if you want to check those out.
Yeah.
But I just naturally love to see people grow, and I naturally love to help women grow. And so I just wanted to remind you that don't think you have forever. We don't. And so it's so important for you to be yourself now, to give yourself a chance to be your best self. And also there's gifts in you it's waiting to help somebody else. And so think about it, if you don't allow yourself to be you, the reason you were made you've had the experiences that you've had, it's for a reason. And so if you're hiding or not showing up as you, you are stopping yourself from being the best version, and you're stopping yourself from helping somebody else. So don't wait. Do something today that is just you.
Absolutely. So anyway, actually, I'm going to share also the link to our previous podcast we had last summer. So for who missed that, it was a brilliant conversation with you. So yeah, definitely we share that as well for people who know more about you. And last thing, today we launched the WOW Challenge. I don't know if you managed to follow that. No? So basically it's 4 weeks challenge. Every Tuesdays and Thursday, we are going to ask you ladies following us the challenge. It's very simple one, trying to help you, as you said, reflect. What is the situation now? What is not working for you is not because you are not fitting, you are not wrong, you are just need some guidance and time to reflect, and then you can find the strength resources within yourself in order to face it. So for who is interested to have this journey with us, as I was saying, on Tuesday and Thursdays for 4 weeks until the end of March, we are sharing some thoughts and giving you tools for you to embark this challenge with the aim to know more a little bit about yourself, and why not step forward towards your own authenticity. Because at the end of the day, authenticity is a journey, is something that you have within yourself, but the discovery of it needs some time. So time to, why not be in front of a mirror, talk to ourselves, not be afraid of what we see, but actually listening, and then taking action from there.
Definitely. I love that you mentioned that authenticity is not a one-time thing, because the person I am today may be different from the person I was when I was 20, but I was still authentic. It's just it's a different phase of life that I'm at now. So yeah, that is definitely worth noting.
I totally agree, because because before you were doing this, but before I was another person, in the sense that I was aligned with myself at the time. And the more, what I liked what you're saying is learning. Learning is actually helping us to change. It's a transformation journey. Of course, otherwise, why should we learn something else if we are still standing still? That is a transformation. It doesn't mean that, maybe you say, oh my gosh, I was thinking that, I was so stupid. This is normal because it's part of the transformation, but allow yourself to make mistakes or do what you were doing at the time, because every experience changing us if we are able to embrace it. If instead you don't change, that there is a problem. If you don't change, standing still, and say, no, my values are not, no, open your mind. If it doesn't work for you, fair enough, you carry on. But don't put yourself in a pedestal. No, because these are my values. Yes, that is what is grounding you, which is important. But at the same time, you need to always have an open mind to understand maybe if you need to change the route, or changing something for the benefit of yourself, why not? Otherwise you killing yourself with stubbornness instead.
And staying stagnant doesn't help anyone. And that was, sometimes as well, we think we have to stay. One of the thing when I was doing my master's degree, I said to my lecturer, the more I learn is the less I feel I know. And he said to me, that's because the more you learn is the more awareness you have that you don't know everything. And so you go to learning, you want to learn, and you keep finding other stuff. And so if you're not learning and becoming more aware, how do you then adjust your beliefs and things that you have is set in stone? Because it's the awareness. It's like the moment I understood that quote that I talk about, the love and hate reflection, I'm like, I need to really look at me, like, now when I have something to say, I'm also looking at me. Now, if I say, Mariana, I absolutely love who you are, or I absolutely, if I didn't, where is that coming from? So that awareness means that I'm now checking what I'm presenting or what I'm putting on somebody else, because it's bringing up something that's in me, right? And so that's how learning is. The more aware you become, you would never stay the same person. It has to change something in you, especially if it's something that you didn't know. And as a parent, what I use awareness to do is I used to always cry because I thought I wasn't a great mom. And then I realized I did what I could with what I knew at the time. Now that I'm more aware, I am a different parent. I parent differently because now I'm more aware, right? So that's all it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So where can we find you? You said on Instagram is your main social media handle.
Oh yeah.
Correct?
So at Igniting Dreams Coaching on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on LinkedIn. Same at Igniting Dreams. You can find me using my name, Kedisha Taitt, and Igniting Dreams is linked to that as well.
Brilliant. Okay. Thank you very much, Kedisha. As usual, I was saying, lovely talking to you, and I will see you soon. For the followers, the viewers, follow us during this month of brand awareness around the topic I Am Authentic, because we're really going to share with other experts also what is the way how they help people to be more authentic in life and in business. So stay tuned, and I'll see you around. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Thank you so much.
Ciao, dear. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.